It's time for Football Friday, sponsored by Independent Insurance Agents of South Dakota, South Dakota State University, South Dakota Department of Health, and Dakota Bank.
You're watching Football Friday on Dakota News Now! Woo!
And a nice job by our Brandon Valley cheerleaders. Welcome to another edition of Football Friday. It's kind of like a playoff football game each week for our team. I'm Mark Ovenden.
Yeah, difference is, well, like the Kansas City Chiefs, we always win. I'm Zach Borg. We have highlights from South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa, and we also have golf from the Sanford International.
All right, let's get our highlights started in Class 11 AAA, where the top-ranked Harrisburg Tigers hosting Rapid City Central. Cobblers have lost two heartbreakers before tonight. This would not be a heartbreaker. This would be a backbreaker. The defense really good for Harrisburg in this game, and the offense is pretty good too. This is Sam Knuth, one of the kids on our front cover, heaving it downfield. The future St. Thomas Tommy with a touchdown pass to Braden Fieldy for 6, and Harrisburg improves to 3-0 with a convincing 42-8 victory.
Fieldy's been really good too.
Now, Cooper Seamer was in Brandon tonight, where the Lynx hosted the O'Gorman Knights, who've had to play the top 3 teams, Coop, to start their season.
Yeah, Mark, big game in Brandon tonight, where the third-ranked Lynx look to stay unbeaten, and while the Knights were still looking for their first win, they've really been running the gauntlet here. Well, Brandon Valley opening up with the ball to start the game here. They're really pushing hard on their first drive, but O'Gorman's going to try to give them everything they have. It's fourth down in the red zone, where Rip Siemensman, a few of his friends, are going to get down here on fourth down here. They're going to get off the field, force that turnover and downs, but the Lynx hit the ball back, and back to the red zone they go. Gus Scott getting the call. He finds the end zone. Brandon Valley leads 6-0. We'll move to the second quarter. The Lynx are back at it. Briggs Knudsen gets the snap, looks to his left, finds Landon Delaney in the bubble, tight ropes the sideline, and he makes that look easy. It's 12-0. The Lynx lead. They shut out the Knights. They win 27-0. Mark?
Thanks, Coop. Again, your final scores, Brandon Valley 27-zip, Harrisburg 42-8. And yep, there's 2 more, but they're tomorrow. Jefferson and Washington in the first game of the President's Bowl, Lincoln and Roosevelt in the second game.
How's this for a matchup in 11 AA? Pierre, the 7-time defending champs, hosting second-ranked Watertown, and it's the arrows drawing first blood. Spencer Winchus straight on in, true as an arrow for the touchdown. Later in the quarter, though, back come the home team governors. Caleb Lounsbury finds senior receiver George Stolley, who just gets across the goal line, and we are all square next quarter. Lounsbury's been pretty good as the new signal caller, finding Carter Shevelbein on the fade route. The Govs up 14-7. This is what you expect, especially from Pierre at home, but not so fast, my friend. Trayton Hemrick for the visitors finds Mitch Olson in the corner. That ties it. And Watertown, we may have some competition now in 11 AA. They go on to win 28-14, the final, getting the road dub.
All right, we showed you that last touchdown 3 times just in case you missed it. Yankton was at Douglas today. Easton Nelson's going to roll out on this play and connect with Carson Ness for an 8-yard touchdown. The extra point made it 7-0 in favor of the Bucks, and they were not through. They would light up the scoreboard over and over and over again. Evan Sirk takes the handoff, gets across the goal line for the touchdown. Are you ready for this final score? 74-6, the Bucks bounce back from last week's loss with a huge win. Again, your scores, 28-14 Watertown over Pierre, 74-6. And yep, that score's right.
Other end of the
scoreless at
spectrum.
halftime, and Brookings wins it 8-7. Spearfish and Mitchell play tomorrow. Up next, our game of the night at Elk Point between the top 2 teams in 11B. We're talking EPJ and Winter.
You're watching Football Friday, sponsored by Independent Insurance Agents of South Dakota, South Dakota State University, South Dakota Department of Health, and Dakota Bank.
And welcome back to Football Friday. We had a couple of great games in the other 2 11-man classes in South Dakota tonight. To Lennox, where the number 3 Orioles hosting Sioux Falls Christian, with the Chargers tied for the top spot with Canton. And this is Tate Curtis taking it in for a touchdown. Lennox has the early lead, 8-0. Watch this catch by Leighton Smith. He mossed him. But it's still 8-0 at halftime. Okay, third quarter. After a safety, Braden Whitty takes it in. They kick the extra point, and the Chargers take a 9-8 lead. Helps when you got a kicker, because this is pretty good. This is a field goal from 40 yards out by Dawson Unruh, and it's 12-8 Chargers, who go to who else again but Whitty. And Whitty to the goal line is going to score just inside the pylon, and the Chargers dominate the second half. They remain undefeated with a 19-8 victory.
The Kansas Seahawks are the other top-ranked team. They were at the Dakota Dome in Vermillion to play the Tanagers tonight. Some interesting uniform combinations. And here we go. Late in the first quarter, Seahawks on the reverse. Flock of Tanagers, though, can be scary, like that Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds. They sniff this out for a loss. Same drive, Alex Reed takes the snap, heaves one right into the breadbasket of T. Granum, and the senior is gone. That makes it 9-0, Canton on top. They kind of had some low-scoring games, but this one was a little different. Aiden Christopherson slinging to Connor Peterson into Canton territory. A couple plays later, Christopherson tosses one down the sidelines. Looks like it'll be a big play, but the Tanagers is actually Jace Charlin intercepting for Canton.
Wow.
But look at the final score. They actually put up some points on Canton's defense, 45-31, but it was not easy for the number 1 team.
The 5th-ranked Couriers of Dell Rapids were home against a very good Rapid City Christian team. Homecoming for Dells. The Comets looking to spoil it, and Cole Rusink says, I don't think so. Caps off the first drive with this touchdown. After a few turnovers for each team, the Comets actually fly into the end zone on this beautiful catch by Wes Schlebach, a 31-yard score, and the game is tied at this point. But then Dell Rapids gets serious, and they flex their muscles in the second quarter. Drake Eastman off to the races. Beautiful grab. 81 yards. Nice cutback. Oh, that's a terrific run all the way to the end zone. And Dell Rapids, the Couriers celebrate homecoming with a nice victory. 40-24 was your final score. Also, Dakota Valley 63-0. Canton 45-31, and Dell Rapids again 40-24.
And how about this for a great matchup? It could easily happen again at the Dakota Dome. Top-ranked Winner at number 2, Elk Point-Jefferson. Winners won 44 of their last 46. Elk Point-Jefferson, the only team that's won against them. And Winner with the most winner drive of all. They took up all of the first quarter on their opening drive. And into the second quarter, this play, Eli Vober down to the 1. They rule him down there. And the next play, what do you think Trent Olson will do? Yeah, power inside to Zach Olson. They'd missed the 2, but go up 6-0. Later in the second, after each PJ turn it over on downs, Winner goes to the air because they can get tricky like this, and they can sling it too. Carson Keyser with the touchdown catch. It was 12-0 at half, 18-8 the final. A little bit of revenge for Winner after they lost last year in the semifinals and at the Dome. Take a look at some scores from 11B. Woonsocket, Weston Springs, Sanborn Central, number 4, all over Webster. Sioux Valley in a high-scoring game, 56-36 over Clark Willow Lake. And number 5, MVP, 36-6 over Wagner. 9-man highlights are next, including a pretty good one, Hanson visiting Parkston. Stick with us.
That's good. I don't know. And welcome back. It's time for some 9-man highlights. The top-ranked Parkston Trojans in Class 9AA were back home tonight to face the Hanson Beavers. And they came to play in this game. Watch this defensive play. It's tipped, and it is picked off by Sutton Deward. And that would actually set up a field goal by Ty Hernandez. And the visitors end up taking a 3-0 lead in this one. However, Parkston, you know when you get behind, you know who you give the ball to, right, Zach? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Coulter Kramer. He's going to take it all the way to the house. We've seen this a lot already this year. 64 yards for the touchdown. It's 8-3 in favor of the Trojans. And then right before halftime, Parkston at the 5-yard line of Hanson. It's going to be Summer rolling right, and guess who he throws to? Woo. Same guy. And it's all Parkston after that. Your final score, 34-9. As we check out your scores in 9AA and see that Hamlin wins big, as did Elkton Lake Benton, along with Hills City lost to a very good Harding County Bison team. And then Viber Curley outscored Alcester Hudson.
Real shootouts to Class 9A. Top-ranked Howard Tigers, who've been roaring so far, were in Chester to take on the Flyers, and they were going to ground them tonight. First quarter, Tate Miller in for a 5-yard touchdown. Just getting over the line there to make it 13-0. We're not done yet. On to the second quarter. Carson Hinker to Lucas Feldhaus, and he will get to the outside and get in for a 20-yard touchdown. Make it 33-0 at this point, and they were not done just before the break. Colt Becker gets free for what was my old high school number, a 58-yard touchdown run. And it was all Howard in this one. Final score in it was 52-0.
In another great matchup tonight, the third-ranked Warner Monarchs hosted the second-ranked Faulkton Trojans of Class 9B. Big night for Drew Bakeberg of the Monarchs as he hits Devin Fishbach for the touchdown, and Warner has the lead. Then it's Bakeberg again. If it worked once, do it again. This time, though, it's to Peyton Volk, and Peyton is off to the races, 61 yards for the touchdown. Looks like Warner is going to run away with this one. However, you might recall the last time we had highlights from Faulkton, they gave the ball to the big guy, Tristan Balloon. And watch him go, number 55, down the sideline. He goes 81 yards for the touchdown. However, Warner would prevail. Your final score in this one, it was 28-20 in a very good game. All right, also, you've got Wall beating New Underwood, and Wolsey Wessington
is off.
Had a bye.
On to 9B and back to Dell Rapids. The Cardinals of Dell Rapids St. Mary's hosting Colman-Egan. And we take this one in the first quarter. No score. And check out this catch for Colman-Egan. Hayden Pearson to Jack Mosel. He kind of mossed him too and tries to shake off two defenders. Very nearly did for the big gain in the second quarter. Now we're still scoreless. Colman-Egan on the 4. Hayden Pearson stretching over the goal line, and he gets the touchdown. Good control of the ball, too. Thought it might get punched out there. Hawks up 6-0. Over Dell Rapids St. Mary's will come up huge here. Cade Lutt will get the fumble recovery. And check out the final score. This one actually still in the fourth quarter because they're actually on Dell Rapids field. They got to play there right now. 16-6. We'll update that final on DakotaNewsNow.com when it goes final. Some other scores. Avon, number 1, big over number 5, Corsica Stickney, 54-20. Again, that Dell Rapids score in progress. And Sully Buttes with a 30-point win.
And highlights from Minnesota and Iowa, and also the Sanford International. There's big-time golf in Sioux Falls, all when we come back. And welcome back to our final segment of Football Friday. We take you to Hills, Minnesota, where the Patriots, that's who Brian Allen cheers for, took on Edgerton. Just before halftime, Pats get the ball close to the goal line, and Sawyer Bosch is going to bury it, and it's 16-8 in favor of the Pats at halftime. Now, next highlight is one of the highlights of the night. It's a lineman's dream. Watch Jack Mosier, the big guy. He's going to intercept it. And he's going to make a nice return. He almost gets a touchdown, not quite, but it leads to Jamin Metzger. He's going to cap it off, and the Pats win big. Final score, 42-8. All the Minnesota scores on our website.
It's almost the lineman's dream. You got to get the touchdown, but great job. The Wildcats West Lyon were in Ida Grove tonight, trying to stay unbeaten against the Falcons of OABCIG. That's a lot to say. Wildcats entering game second in 2A, and they strike first. Bryson Childress with a low pass hits a little jump to Jordan Meyer, who makes it 7-0. The Falcons looking to create some offense. Bryson Kolar rolls the opposite sideline, fires to Jax DeJean, who moves the sticks. That would lead to another score, and it was all Wildcats. They win this one 33-7.
All right, on to the Sanford International at Minnehaha Country Club today. There's Ryan Jantz, our local guy. He is going to hit a great shot here on 18, knocks it up close, and guess what? He's going to make the birdie putt, and that means he finishes at 3 over par on his round today. He's in 42nd place. Ernie Els was back this year for the 5th time with the uphill putt on hole number 2 with some break, and it is in the jar. Ernie's at even par. And how about 3-time champion Steve Stricker with his tee shot on number 2? That is a par 3. He's going to knock it on the green. It hops up on there to a really close distance. He would go on to make the birdie, and he shoots a 67 today. He knocks it in. Let's go to your scoreboard and see that Billy Andrade, Chris Jetter's buddy, is 7 under. He leads by 4. It wraps up on Sunday. Have a great weekend, everybody.